Oh, hey again. It is now about 10:15. Most of the stuff has probably been sorted out. You can see this right here is the closet that was the big problem. It is, well, still quite wet. I've got a dehumidifier there. You can see the floor down here is still quite wet. And up here it's difficult to see because of the lighting, but this is still kind of soggy. I don't think this place was much of the problem because it only came in along the edges of the hatch up there. But really, the one I'm most worried about is the other bedroom. Let's just go in here. You know this route already. It's a little bit brighter this time. Come on, focus on my face. Here. This closet here is the one I'm a little bit more worried about. Because what happened was it came in all the way along the edges of there. You can see it's still wet there. The wood here along the edges is... it's really difficult to see in the camera. There's some there. And over here in the corner it's wet there. Most of this is starting to dry up. I've tried to sort that out. Down here, the floor is mostly dry now. It's probably got some water damage over there. You can see along the wall it's got these stains from the water running down here all over the place. So really I'm worried about the roof here and inside the walls. But I did just have a visit from the village people, as we call them. People from the village office, as well as one of my colleagues who helped, because I don't really speak Japanese, she helped with translating stuff. And forget Japanese, but the old guy who was here, wow, his dialect was... I could just barely make out that he was actually speaking Japanese, but his dialect was thick. Even one of the other people from the village office that was here, he was the maintenance worker, and the people from the village office, one of them was specifically translating his words into Japanese for my Japanese colleague to translate into English for me. So essentially what they said was, this one in here is like a big drain pipe. So you've got the roof goes down from both sides, and there's a big drain pipe in the center here where it goes down. The problem was this thing was clogged. He pulled out a massive chunk of dirt with the grass growing out of it from the drain pipe. So it was clogged, and when it's clogged and then it fills up to the bucket was, he said, is I think he said about 30 centimeters deep. So yeah, the bucket was completely filled up on top of the drain pipe because it was clogged, and so it overflows and goes under the roof instead, and flows over here. And then apparently this part over here was the lowest point, and that meant that the water would come in here. They said to just let it dry. That's why I've got you can see my dehumidifiers there, and got some in the other bedroom as well. So they said to just let it dry naturally, and don't use any heat because that might warp the wood. And all of the insulation material in here is obviously completely soaked, but there's nothing to do. You could tear down the entire wall, but outside of that, just wait. They said because this is the only time it's happened, it shouldn't be a problem to just let it dry. But of course, I have to keep paying attention, and if anything happens, if there's any bad smell or if anything happens, then I have to let them know. But yeah, not really the house tour that you were expecting. There's a bit of a house tour. You can see my 2 bedrooms there, and I might as well just mention this thing as well. Remember earlier when I said the 6 o'clock wake up call would play? Yeah, it's this one, this thing. At 6 o'clock in the morning, it plays like a little good morning jingle. At 5 p.m. it plays the 5 p.m. jingle that everything in Japan does. And it plays again at 8 p.m. Also, at noon it does like bells and everything. Also, I think it's part of like the emergency warning system. Last night they did a warning. I'm not entirely sure what they said. I gathered the words ni metro and kuma. So maybe they spotted a 2-meter bear somewhere? I don't know, it was all in Japanese. But yeah, you don't have to worry about setting an alarm in the morning because this thing will wake you up at 6 o'clock. Fortunately, I'm tall enough that I could probably turn it off, but I feel like it's an important thing that's in my house. They do important announcements and stuff. It's like, I probably shouldn't touch it, but I hope it doesn't do it on weekends at 6 o'clock. Yeah. Anyway, I will have to finish up my stuff here. Don't really have any real work today, but I'll go and deal with stuff. So yeah, see you another time for a proper room tour. Bye.